Hi, I'm Anthony. I'm a C1 quadriplegic. Came by accident when I was 6. And I'm pretty active. Try not to let my disability get in the way, and I feel that makes life a lot more bearable, being busy and active. And I try to push my disability as much as I can.
And you left the best thing off, Anthony, and you're a mentor.
I'm a mentor for AQA.
There you go.
Great.
Thanks. Well, so we'll do this quickly. Ryan, do you want to just tell us about yourself quickly?
Yeah. Hey, I'm Ryan. I was in a car accident when I was 21. Still recovering. I found NAS about a year ago. I'm so glad I found Spire.
It's like you're saying you found God or something.
Yeah, that's it. The wizard.
The Turkish prince. Yeah.
That's about it. Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really good, Ryan. I think you've got a lot. Well, you've learnt a lot, and you've got a lot to learn as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It's glad. It's good we made contact.
Yeah.
Wafi.
Hi guys.
How you going? You're growing your hair like me. You want to be like Nas?
Yeah. I'm Wafi. I had my accident when I was 19. I'm a T7 complete paraplegic. Still recovering, and just living the best life.
No, excellent. Thanks, Wafi. Carol?
Oh, hi, Naz. Yes, I'm a T8 para. Happened about 3.5 years ago in my old age, which I needed like a hole in the head. But my hubby looks after me very well. I've cancelled all my carers due to COVID. So we're managing, and I get out and do what I can.
No, excellent. Excellent. Mary?
I'm a C6 incomplete, T1 complete, and had a car accident in 1985. So been through a few life cycles, approaching old age now. I'm still here. And I've recently moved from the country down to Melbourne to be near a family. Yeah.
No, big move. Thanks, Mary. Ryan, the other Ryan.
Hey, so I'm a wheelchair user. Have been for the last maybe 10 years. I don't have a spinal cord injury, but getting pretty good at this wheelchair stuff. Rocca's a bit busy at the moment, but she'll come online pretty soon. We've been keeping. She's a wheelchair user as well. You probably know her. We've been keeping busy in a number of ways, mostly watching movies, if I'm honest. But yeah, trying to do a bit of exercise as well.
But also, you're a big time traveller too, Ryan, aren't you?
Love it. Really missing it, Naz.
Yeah.
Really missing it.
Yeah.
You don't know what you've got until it's gone, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. But hopefully, we don't know when, but hopefully soon we'll get back into it all. Yeah. Lamb. How you going?
Hi everybody, my name is Lam. I have C4, 5, 6 incomplete spinal cord about 3 years ago, so still new, still recovering. Lucky that I can walk around a little bit at the moment. So yeah, still learning a lot from you guys. So yeah, we're getting there. I love to go back to travel. So yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lam. Dennis.
Hi, I'm Dennis. I'm a T4 complete paraplegic. about 18 months ago, I had some surgery on my spinal cord to remove a tumour. Then following that, there were some complications, and yeah, left me in a wheelchair. Sort of fairly new to the life in a wheelchair, but sort of getting back to normality, I suppose, back working now, and sort of doing some of the things I used to do prior to the spinal cord injury.
No, thanks, Dennis. And Josh was telling me he's been a great mentor in teaching you some wheelchair skills as well.
Yeah.
he was sadly a bit of a guinea pig in that one.
Yeah, but it's all good. Dennis is still here, thankfully. All right, we'll go on to Young. How you going, Young, out in the ocean there?
Hello, my name is Yang. 5 years ago, I had a car accident too. And 7 incomplete. I'm using wheelchair, but at the moment we can manage it, without care.
Zoom call.
No, excellent. Thanks, Young. Andrew.
To begin with. Well,
yeah, hi, I'm Andrew Stott. I had my accident in May last year, and T12 incomplete. And things are going well. My legs are getting stronger. My right leg's the weak one, but it's getting stronger. I'm back at work 3 days a week, which is good. So, and I can do a bit from home. It's mainly computer stuff anyway now.
Yeah.
So, so it's all good, all going well.
That's fantastic. Yeah, getting back into it so early as well. That's great.
Okay, so already.
Georgina?
Hi everyone, I'm a T7 complete paraplegic. I had my spinal cord injury, which was a blood clot back in 2003. So I've been in the chair for quite some time, but nonetheless, I could still use some better wheelchair skills, even almost 17 years down the track. I'm also a mentor and been doing that for about 10 years.
Thanks, Georgina. Nicholas. Can't hear you, Nicholas.
No.
You're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, great, thanks. Okay, I'm Nicholas, and I'm C3 incomplete. I had my accident 7 years ago. I live on my own, and I take care of most of my personal care needs. I find the lockdown right now a little difficult to deal with, and I miss my grandkids.
Yeah, thanks, Nicholas. I think we're all doing it a bit tough at the moment, but hopefully, again, things will come good pretty soon. David?
Just a quick one. Yeah, look, I first have a holiday in South Africa last year to see my new granddaughter. Fell over an illegal balcony, which fell 6 to 8 feet, and a T10 complete. It just shows it doesn't matter how you fall, it's how you fall and how you land, which counts. But it was a bit of a saga getting back here, including airfares, which cost $100,000. But all good. Came to Melbourne and had fantastic support and treatment there. T10, so it's I'm just very grateful for what I've got, and I've always been outdoors. My mission now is I'm at retirement age, so I've decided to retire completely and enjoy life. So I've got things which get me out. Wheelchair with smart drive and the freewheel, absolutely vital for me. I go on 15 Ks a day with that, and I've got a terrain hopper which gets me on the beach.
No, excellent. Thanks, David, and yeah, thankfully you made it back home, nice and safe.
Yeah, we did, which was fun. This year would have been a different story.
I know, yeah, couldn't have done it, yeah. And we've got Brad there as well. Brad, how you going?
Good, nice. How are you, mate?
Yeah, well, thanks.
Good.
Just, tell us a little bit about who you are.
Okay. Yeah, so name's Brad Axford. I'm nearly 18 months post-injury. Had a motorbike accident February last year. So still finding my way a bit and getting back into a bit of more exercise and hopefully a bit more sport in the process of getting a hand cycle so I can get back out on the road a little bit more. Used to be very active, play a lot of sports, etc. So started playing a bit of tennis, lessons, which has been good. And we'll eventually have to get my own chair. I've just been using a loan chair for the moment. But
Oh, he's still using a lane chair. Wow.
yeah, well, there's just the one available to coach at the centre where I play, and I've got a loan one from Bryce at Melrose. He's lent me one for the last couple of weeks as well. So just to sample that, I think pretty sold on that, on the Melrose chair. I think it sounds like it's going to be the way to go.
Yeah, no, excellent. And we'll talk about it a little bit later, but you're also a pilot for Alex, aren't you? So not many people know what that is.
Oh yes, the Melbourne University.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's all. That all put on hold at the moment.
Put on hold. That's right. Yeah.
It's due. They've named a date in. It was going to be back in May in Zurich, but then it's all got put on hold. But they've named a date now in November. And they're all going to do it all online.
Yeah. So for anyone that doesn't know, Alex is like an exoskeleton, like a, I don't know, robot, you could say in a way. There's a competition that's held in Zurich where it's like the Olympics for exoskeletons. Oh. And Brad's working together with Melbourne University in just trying to develop, well, they have developed an exoskeleton to compete in this contest. So the exoskeleton, you wear it like a suit in a way. It's a pair of legs. You just go up and down steps and all that sort of stuff. Just walk.
Hey, Naz, wasn't Lenny doing something like that too?
Yeah, Lenny was involved as well.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
he was, but then he had to pull out because it was going to clash. He was playing basketball with the Australian team.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad you read our newsletters, Ryan. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, yeah, bro. And I was going to ask Brad, where do you play tennis, mate? I'm quite interested. As I've never found a tennis place. Like, I haven't played tennis in a wheelchair yet.
Yeah, no, I played at Melbourne Park.
Oh, yeah. I see you just playing the city there. Yeah.
Melbourne, Tennessee, yeah. So it's I'm not going to remember his name. I've gone blank there. The head coach from there used to come into the Royal Talbot. Crumpy, that's right. Sorry. Greg Crump, he came into the Royal Talbot. He was coming in every week while I was there, but I only had a chance to have a couple of hits with him. Yeah.
We'll got something for you, Ryan. I reckon something that's close by. And Wafi also plays tennis as well, but he's in the northwestern suburbs.
Yeah, I play at Hume Tennis.
In Hume, yeah. All right, so we'll move on to who we got. I think we've got
Brad.
We've got John online as well. I'm not sure if he can hear us or we can't see him. He's probably not there, but if he is, we'll get an intro from him as well.
Hi Naz, it's me Jonathan online. Look, I'm a C5 and 6 incomplete. I think similar injury to you, Naz. I had my accident back in early February this year, and getting used to sort of living life as a quadriplegic and seeing what is out there in terms of support for people. Do you know what I mean, with our injuries and making the most of life moving forward, really.
Yeah, and you only got recently discharged, John, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right. I've only got recently discharged from the Talbot about a week ago.
Okay. All right, so we'll start off with the first slide now. Everyone's got their name along with their photo. So the first slide is Mary.
Oh, okay. Well, the slides I said, and I was hoping they might just be useful for people recently out of hospital. So things I've found helpful over the years. One thing is if you're doing home modifications, anything below knee height is best to be a drawer rather than a cupboard door. It's a lot easier to manage. So that's the pantry. And the door's sort of open above knee height, so you're not crashing into the door with your foot plates the whole time. The same with the fridge. Yep. So that's that one.
It's great. I'm guessing you never put the magnets up on top of the fridge, Mary. Was that someone else? Was that someone paying?
Yes. Yeah, they're there for my grandchildren.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to go to the next slide. It's not. Oh, here we go.
I've found that I've got about 50% hand function, which means I don't have a lot of grip. And I use that to pick up my remote control or mobile phone when I drop it on the floor. Seems to work quite well. It's just a potato masher. Yep.
So you found another use for the potato masher?
Yeah, I use it quite often as it turns out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you find them, Mary?
Yes. Probably everybody knows about these, but it's just the pickup stick that has a hook on the end, which is very useful. And the wheel mitts from the Talbot. They've been around forever. And the other thing is it's got little metal bits of metal which sort of, basically I use it for turning knobs which I can't quite get a grip on. I like my gas heater, I turn the gas heater control using that. Yeah, but it's the difference between not being able to do something and being able to do it. Yeah.
Well, that's a great idea. So it looks like it's like got teeth at the end of it, and when you put it against something, it takes the shape of whatever you're trying to open.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, no, that's great. I've seen something similar with that, but not that in particular. So yeah, that's really good.
As I say, sometimes it's the difference between not being able to do something and being able to do it.
Yeah.
So excuse me, Mary.
Yeah.
So you could open a Coke bottle with that. Is that correct?
I haven't tried that. I usually get 2 pieces of dice and that non-sticky stuff, non-stick stuff, and I find that good for opening lids and things.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I could try it with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's your job, Mary. You got to try to open a Coke bottle and let us know how you go. Yeah.
Spill it everywhere. Yeah. Once again, most people probably know about these, just the non-slip tray, because I use trays, moving things from one room to another, and that one doesn't sort of slide off my short legs. And the other is just the iPhone phone charger, which doesn't need plugging in, but for that particular model of iPhone, I find that really, really convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great, when you don't have to plug the phone to a charger. I've just got myself one recently as well. They're fantastic.
Yeah, it is. It's really good.
Carol, now we're on to Carol's pictures.
Yeah, mine are just some of the things I do during the day. I'm a keen gardener. When I was in Talbot, Anton had those, what you're looking at was actually in the Talbot, and we used to do, Anton and I used to do a lot of herb planting. And when I came home on my hubby's visit to the Talbot, he measured it all up and he made me that herb, or, you know, grow lettuces, all sorts of things in it. And it gets me out in the fresh air. I really enjoy it.
No, that's fantastic. And I like how it's, I mean, they've got raised garden beds, but I haven't seen one where you can actually get the wheelchair underneath it. That's really
yeah. Well, that's I'm in my power chair, but it also fits the manual chair, which is great. So, and my chair fortunately does go up and down, so I can adjust my chair if I need to, but I don't have to with this setup. So we thought they were pretty cool.
Excellent. We've got young Ock on here too. She's she loves gardening as well. I reckon you two would get on so good.
Okay.
Your experiences, yeah, she's right into it as well.
Right.
And Carol, I like that little bench at the end, so you can like put your pot there if you're going to plant some new pots in or something. I like that.
That's right. I can put tools or just stuff there that's within my reach that I don't have to come out from underneath. Oops, I left it back further. At the rear of me, which you can't see, I don't think I took photos, but we've also got those raised beds, you know, that you buy at Bunnings, and they were always too low. So we just used bricks or better bricks and mounted those gardens, you know, those surrounds on top of those bricks. So they're also at my height, and that's where I grow all my carrots, silver beet, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I really get a lot of enjoyment out of it. We pulled up all of our grassed area and we put in artificial turf. So it means I can go out there winter or summer and, you know, not get bogged in dirt and bring it all into the house on your wheels. So we've done quite a bit. And in front of me there, that was the spa area. We used to have a spa there. So poor John, he worked very hard and got all of this ready for me before I came home from hospital.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah. And that's just the back.
Just a different view of it.
That's it. Yeah.
Nice and leafy. Yeah.
Sorry, Mary?
Nice and leafy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is for the winter. Yeah, no flowers, but nice and green.
Yeah.
Oh, I had the shape of our block when I went to go out the gate to go up the street or something. The slope of the land as you approach the gate from the interior, I could not manage to lean forward in my chair and open the gate. We also have a little dog, and the contraption down the bottom where you see like two boards crossed over, John had to fence in the dog, and he rigged this up. So all I do now is I pull that string, it opens to the right. Can you see that catch?
There's a string.
Oh,
yeah, there's the string and the catch. That's easy. I can reach that, I push it, and I'm out. I just pull the string towards me, back up, and I'm out the gate.
Oh, yeah.
When the gate opens, it hooks onto a magnet so it stays open. So I don't have to worry about the gate closing on the back of my chair. Yeah. And then when I been up, well, I don't go up the street anymore, but when I've done my walk and I come home, I approach the front of the gate, and because of the slope, I'm now going up same problem. So now you can mark the screen to the left there on the post. You probably can't even see it. There's a little hook. Is it rigged up a little hook that opens the gate?
Where it says pull?
That's it. Yep. Yeah. You just pull that, the gate opens, it clicks off, and then I pull it open, same routine. So it allows me without, it allows me the freedom to go where I want, when I want, without asking John to come and open the gate, please, close the gate, please, so the dog won't get out.
No, that's fantastic. And like you said, as much independence as you can have,
right.
it just makes you feel so much better. That's
it
really
does,
good.
Daz. Yes, it does. Yeah.
Oh, good.
John sounds like a jack of all trades.
He sure is. He
What
even did my open bathroom, destroyed our bathroom and put one in that's wheelchair friendly. Would you like to say hello to John?
Yeah, why not?
Say hello.
Nice work, John. Nice work, John. We can't see you, but that's really good stuff you've done.
Yeah.
Very creative.
Thanks, Daz.
Yeah. All right, so we're on to David. Look at that. What a machine.
Right.
Yeah, this
I
is
want one of those.
Me too.
This is called a terrain hopper. I got it from the UK. It costs more than a normal car, but never mind. If you've got in the IS or something and you want an off-road vehicle, I would highly recommend this one. It's got four-wheel drive. It's got 750-watt motors on each wheel, independent suspension. It'll pretty much go anywhere that you can walk. And for me personally, I live at the beach. The great thing is that I can get up and down to the beach completely on my own. It'll go up the off the hard sand on through the soft sand up the slope. So it really is a great vehicle. It's got a winch on the front just in case you need it. As an off-road vehicle, I did a lot of research before I got this one. It's about the best you can get if you've got some funding to get it.
Oh, that's unreal. So how do you get into it? Is this?
That's the next slide.
Does that lift up or move?
Yeah, that lifts up. You can see a little vertical on the front of that on the left hand side of my arm. There's a little lever. You just pull it back, and then that pulls up, and then you get across. It's quite a long way across, and it's quite a lot higher than the wheelchair. It's about 6 inches higher.
Yeah.
So in the early days, I had in fact, the crating that came in from the UK, I used the crate box to make a platform next to it and cut it around the wheels so that it was, when I ramped up my wheelchair with a normal ramp up onto it, I was then at the height of the seat and then put a slide board across. But for all that contraption, my wife used to have to help me. So I've now put the next slide I think I've got shows how I've worked out a way that I can get into it myself. So I've got a little sort of room which is next to the swimming pool, which is always intended to be a bit of a gym. So this is what it is. And I parked the hopper there. I thought I'd put the wheel in there. For me, the smart drive and the freewheel are lifesavers. They get me out. I do about 10 to 15 Ks a day on them.
Wow.
Do you require a permit for the council to take that on the sand, or it's fine?
No. I had to get permission to import it. It's a disability. It's classified as a disability vehicle.
Yeah.
And it's governed to about 10 Ks an hour, which that's just a legal requirement, easily overruled if you need it. But this is the contraption I've worked out in the. I've got this little room as an exercise room. I've got sort of dumbbells and things there. I've got resistance bands. I haven't finished it yet, but what I wanted to show was that contraption on the roof. I've actually put a grid, stainless steel grid from the roof. And then I've got those like metal straps there. I don't know if you can see the metal straps hanging from the grid.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got a bar, horizontal bar, which can be at 3 levels there. And what I do with my wheelchair is I just bring the wheelchair into that room, park it on the left of the terrain hopper. And then once I'm in the right position, I get my legs across into the terrain hopper, and then I stretch right up and grab that horizontal bar I can move those straps across. This is actually the straps as they were when I came out. I can move the straps across when I go in so that they centered over the terrain hopper and I'm reaching off to my right to get in. But bottom line is, once I put my feet in, just lift my feet into the terrain hopper, I can just stretch up, grab that and lift up and sideways straight into the hopper. And that means I can get out without anyone having to be up. I'm normally out at 5 o'clock in the morning, or sorry, I get up at 5. But
you're getting a workout as well.
And that little machine on the left is very good if anyone's interested. It's an ergometer. It's made by Matrix. It's an arm crank, and it can be spun around so a normal person can use it the other way. But it really is a very good machine. And then on the far wall, you'll see there's 2 horizontal stainless steel bars. You can only just see them to the left of the hopper. You can just see the edges of them, but those are so I can fix resistance bands either at ground level or at chest level. And then there's one at the top. So I haven't yet got that all sorted out to work out where to put these resistance bands so I can do exercises, at different levels, for different muscle groups. There's a work in progress, but I've got one little corner which I'm going to put a weights machine, a cable machine in, but it does the job.
Yeah,
For me, outside is the key. I can't. If I never went into another shop in my life, I wouldn't miss it. But I need to be outside. So these things.
And David, what was the name of your wheelchair again?
The name of the wheelchair. I've got a tie-light wheelchair, but the things you need are the smart drive and the free wheel. The only trouble for me with the smart drive, I'm going to wear it out within a year. So, but mainly the problem I've got here is where I live, the sand is extremely fine. And that sand gets into the bearings of the smart drive. So that the little wheels on the smart drive, which allow you to spin around, I'm perpetually trying, once a week I clean it as best I can. But after 7 months now, the rollers are worn and they're not spinning as freely as they did at the beginning. But this is where I live, and this is what I get out every morning and see is people, swimming or that's a life-saving crew going around. And there's past this car park, there's actually a point with a little creek which runs into the ocean, so I can get right out, sitting pretty much in front of the ocean. So that's what I do every day.
And David, tell me the name of your outdoor vehicle again.
It's called a terrain hopper.
Terrain hopper.
Terrain hopper, and you have to. I think there's a possibility there's an agent in Melbourne now, but I bought mine directly from the UK.
Oh, that sounds fantastic! I've got to get one of them.
Yeah, it'll go pretty much every walk. It'll go up slopes. I went up a slope the other day there, which even for me was a bit bold, but I thought I might flip over backwards. It was so steep. But it pretty much everywhere you can walk, it'll go. And it's got about 10-inch clearance. So that's the only thing you have to watch, is that you don't jam yourself on a rock where the front and back wheels are off the ground, or you lose your traction. But as long as you can put one wheel on it'll go anywhere.
Okay.
How much are we looking at, David?
You don't want to know.
Oh, yes, I do.
Look, it imported here. It was 40 plus 5 to get it in here. It's cost me 45. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, but it's great for its design.
Well, it gets you off the road. So the wheelchair I've got, there's lots of paths around here which are like quite wide. They're much wider than the normal pedestrian paths, so that I can go in my wheelchair and I'm not, people aren't able to jump off the path for me to get past. But then there's places I want to go to take photographs, and they're off the road. So, this thing will get you along any path that's a walking path. This thing will get you down there to take photos and things. These are just the ospreys. They have these nests, these structures that they've built where I live to encourage the ospreys to nest, and thankfully they're doing well.
Pretty good. You got a thoughtful council over there, you do?
Yeah, look, it was done as a part of the development where we live at the moment, and then the council's kept it up. So next to this, where you see this one is right by a saltwater estuary. and there's lots of bird life, and we've got a lot of eagles in there as well. So I go down to the boat. It's like called the boathouse, but it's just a little ramp which is out on the estuary, and it gives me a chance to take photographs and just chill out early in the morning.
No, excellent.
Okay, where do you live, David?
I'm living in northern New South Wales now.
Okay, yeah.
But my wife's back down in Melbourne because we've had our granddaughter and we had a help call on Monday, so she's back down there. But the other thing I can recommend personally is that I put a lift in. You know, we've got double story here, so the Resi lift from Tasmania is fantastic. I looked at, there was one from the UK as well, but the reason I would personally recommend the Resi lift is that even though it doesn't actually have a gate behind you, so you wheel into it, and then I've put a handle on the one side and the controls are on the other, so I hold it with one hand on the right, so I've got a firm grip, and on the other side you've got to continuously press the button to go up and down, but it doesn't have a door. So as you're going down, you know, it's quite a, you'd have to be exposed at the back, but you're holding on with a firm grip. And the good thing is that once you get down, and you don't have to be fiddling around behind trying to open a door. So you just wheel straight out. Just got to make sure, please. I once left it about 5 inches off the ground. I didn't realize it hadn't gone all the way down. And I went out backwards. Fortunately, it was only 5 inches.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Pretty dangerous.
Yeah, you just got to be careful. But it's good. Yeah.
Hey Naz, sorry mate, I got to go to physio, bud. So
yeah,
I've got to leave you. Good to see everyone. Thanks for sharing a bit of equipment. I'll join in the next group, and yeah.
Well, no worries. Thanks, Ryan.
See you, Ryan.
I have to
Take care. See us.
I have to go as well, everybody. So I'll say goodbye.
Oh, thanks, Mary, for sharing
Mary.
photos.
Bye, Mary.
Hey, Mary.
Bye.
All right, so we've got some slides from Georgina.
Hi, I've only got a couple of slides. These are just some of the things that help me day to day. That what you can see there are two, is where my pantry is, and they slide open. So I find that quite useful to reach back to the back of the pantry. And yeah, so obviously I can't reach the upper levels, but I don't put things that I need day to day up there. So I find that's quite handy. I'm finding also that it's probably not that big of a pantry. You could probably do three sliding doors. But yeah, so that's an idea for some people.
We haven't seen anything like this, Georgina. That's a great idea. It's a space saver as well.
Yeah, there's all different levels there. So I'm finding it quite handy. I can reach right to the back. So yeah.
Oh, excellent. You actually bring the pantry to you wherever you are. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, so and here I just thought I'd show you the oven, which if you remember from the webinar a few weeks ago, I forgot to take pictures of the oven. There's a couple of pictures there. That's obviously the oven with its space. Then the next one is opening up, but as you can see down below, it's going to slide in from underneath. And then that picture shows that where it's going to slide into at the bottom, and then the last picture is the door is hidden, and so it gives you heaps of room to grab your tray or whatever you've got in there and to put it right beside on the bench, and so you don't have any door in your way when you're sort of beside it with your wheelchair. And it's at a level, the wall oven is at a level that's same height as your chair or where your arms would be, so it's easy reach. So that's the oven, and that's the only two pictures.
Georgina, do you find with the door going in under the oven and you reach in and say get out a casserole dish that's piping hot, how do you then manage with that in your hand? Where do you place the casserole? You just turn and put it on the bench. And if so, how do you do that?
Okay, so very good question. What I would do, first of all, as a precaution, I would always have a a wooden chopping board on my lap. It's just a precaution should anything fall.
Yes.
Or should I, for whatever reason, can't reach the bench and I needed to put it somewhere, so I would put it on top of the wooden board, the tray. But I would position myself in a sideways angle, if you like, facing the bench, or sort of sideward angle beside the oven, I should say, and then would sort of grab the casserole dish and twist over and put it onto the bench. You got to use it. That's why I'm working on my stomach and core muscles as well for the twisting action.
Yeah,
and
for the
heavy pantry sort of thing. But
that's
like I said,
I find hard, so hard doing that.
Yes, but that's what I said. I've used heaps of times the chopping board on my lap, and with a tea towel on top, I put the casserole dish straight onto my lap, and I wheel over to the bench and put the casserole dish onto the bench.
Okay, thank you. Tom. Yep.
Yeah, it's a bit risky. It takes a bit of practice. If obviously you've got things that are lighter, like a small tray or a cake tin, you can use one hand and you wheel off with the other, and it's easy to just use one hand. But it all depends on your function and your strength. And
Gotcha.
Now,
Thank
these
you.
photos, I'm not going to share these with my family because they're going to say I've got no excuse to bake or anything like that. So we'll move on. I'm not going to show anyone else this.
Georgina, just before we go, what's the brand of that oven?
Okay, it's Neff, and it's spelled N for Nelly, E for Eagle, and F for Fred, F for Fred. So it's Neff.
And Neff, gotcha. Yep, thank you. Into that.
Georgina, how long have you got that oven?
I've had it for about 16 years.
Oh,
that's
wow.
good to know.
They still make them.
Yes. Do they? Okay.
Yes, they do, and they advertise it for that reason because it's quite unique. That slides under.
Okay.
I've got the same one, Georgina.
Have you?
Yeah,
there you
fantastic.
go.
Yeah.
Good. I need one desperately.
They're not very wide or big, so I'm not sure if they make them a bit bigger, which would be handy. So it's not a very big oven, it's just, I guess, the standard size.
Yeah, but there's only two of us, so that would be fine.
Yeah.
The Neff has also even got a, you can make bread in it. It's got a bread baking thing or something with it. So you can actually get the bread to rise, and you can actually make your own bread and everything inside it. It's fantastic.
Okay, thanks. Good.
I have the same oven as well, but the brand is Westinghouse, in case that you want to browse different brands. And it's very good as well, Westinghouse.
Yep, got it. Yep. Thank you.
Oh, great. That's looks like the oven's a popular subject. I might go to Duke's place. He mentioned bread. I love bread. So, Duke, you're going to have to bake me some bread.
Done.
All right, so a couple of slides from Nick.
Yeah. I wrote this a little too quickly. I wrote it's a bent spoon, I think, on my description of it, but it's actually a fork. And before I had my accident, I always shopped around for a good peeler or a shredder that I could use to do my vegetables with. But after the accident, I lost all functions to my hand except for my thumb. So I found that by bending this fork, I could get a reasonable grip on it and still managed to do what I had to do, like shredding and peeling a vegetable and a potato. I prefer shaping up something myself rather than. I mean, I could have bought. I think these type of tools are available with a wooden handle from the specialty stores, but I found this one to work quite well.
Good idea.
Yeah, I don't know if it's clear enough, but it's just an ordinary fork, and it was a thin one that was easy enough to bend, and I used a pair of pliers when I was in support accommodation soon after I left Royal Talbot, and I just bent the handle. I should have taken another photo with it in a different position so it'll show a little clearer.
That's all right. I think we can make it out. I mean, yeah, I think it's. Well, what about that shredder or the pillar? Is that like a special?
There's nothing special about that. It's just an ordinary one.
We'll have a hit.
And I can put my thumb and my forefinger on either side of those half round shapes, and I can effectively shred or peel a carrot or a potato with it. And of course, on the other side, the longer tool, which is the shredder, I use it when I want a finer cut.
Okay.
Of the vegetable, yeah.
No, excellent. That's really good. And so is this the end result, is it?
That's the end result, yeah.
Well, there's actually a good photo of the fork. You're saying you didn't have a...
Is there? Oh, I lost the picture. I keep getting these advertisements coming up on my phone. And I got you. I got it back now. Yeah, that's a better picture of the fork there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Thanks, Nick.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay. So Rocca just joined us. So we'll get Rocca to...
Okay, Naz, I'll just butt in there. I've got to go.
Yep, no worries.
Yeah, so I'll catch you soon.
Well, thanks, Anthony.
All right, see you, everyone.
Anthony.
Bye. See you, Josh.
Yeah.
Bye.
So this is Ryan and Rocca. Do you guys want to just tell us a bit about these photos?
Well, I think in these times where we are spending a lot of time indoors, what I want to share is that it's important to have a hobby or something to distract ourselves or to study online. And one of the things that they asked me is what sort of activities I enjoy very much. And one, as you can see, is badminton. And I met Ryan playing badminton, and tennis is the other one. So unfortunately, right now, due to the isolation, we can't play that sports, but it's important to keep active, and is many resources online to do exercise or aerobics and try to keep
Yeah.
It's important.
Nice. You mentioned you made Ryan play badminton. Ryan, do you enjoy it?
Oh, she didn't make me play, mate. I went along because, well, I had an added incentive on top of trying to stay fit. I met this wonderful woman. So this is another maybe unintended consequence of getting out and playing sport too. You get to meet people and create kind of social contacts. So
that's it.
A lot of benefits.
So I think the important thing when we are in a wheelchair is trying to do the things that you enjoy, that you love. In my case, is dancing, playing sports, and these keep us not only active, but as Ryan said, it's an opportunity to meet people, to socialize, to stay connected. And in these moments, it's important to keep connected. Doing these things that you are organizing is fantastic.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are feeling alone or lonely, and visually at least, we are connecting and seeing other friends and people that share stories or ideas and make us feel part of a community.
That's it, yeah. Tell us about this photo now, and also the group you've got, the dancing group, Rocca.
Well, this has been another thing that I enjoy a lot, dancing. But now with the isolation, we are doing the dance class online, which has been very helpful, especially for those people that don't live in Melbourne. So we have members now from Geelong or Kyneton. And it's an opportunity to have fun and exercise for 1 hour. Actually, we have the class today at 6 o'clock, and the important thing is to have fun and to keep connected. And there are many tools available online. Ryan can talk, for example, he's doing some online courses, and this can be another option. We have now more time, so we can use this time for learning things, language or any other passion that we have.
No, that's right.
Yeah, I picked up a course to learn some video editing and things like that. It was $15. It goes for so many months. There's a lot of hours of tutorials and training you can do online, and you do it at your own pace. So there's lots of examples of those sorts of things. I don't know how anybody can be bored. We're always finding things to do, and there's always...
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you just got to look.
Yeah, that's right. And follow your passion, I think.
So with that course, Ron, question is, what software do you have to use to, like, is it a set software?
No, the course is all done online now. So it's almost like a YouTube kind of course. So you go from chapter to chapter,
okay,
and go through it at your own pace. You can pause it and go away and do what you need to do and come back to it. So
yeah,
yourself basically. Yeah.
And there are many courses free online. For example, people that want to learn new languages, or if you want to improve a specific skills that you want to, let's say marketing, or Ryan is doing a course on video editing, and there are courses that are free. So this is a good way to spend the time during isolation, to keep busy, right, and to keep the mind busy.
Yeah. But with that,
maybe even try something you're not naturally kind of drawn to. I mean, if it's a free course, you've got nothing to lose. Give yourself a bit of time to immerse yourself in it, and you might discover something that you really get some joy out of.
No, exactly. No, good. All right, so we've got another couple of photos here.
Well, this photo shows that we are very lucky living in Australia and in Melbourne that have a lot of beautiful places accessible. So that shows that the beach, there are many beaches that are accessible with the beach mat. And one of the things that we enjoy the most is spending time with family. So unfortunately now with this current situation, it's hard, but as soon as we will be able to go outside, just explore your own city and explore your suburb. And for sure you will find many beautiful things that you never realized before. And Melbourne is pretty accessible. So it's a matter of have this energy and going out and
yeah, that's it. I mean, you got to get out there.
Yes, don't stay at home. Well, now we have to stay at home, but as soon as we can, don't stay.
How can I send this to message? Okay.
Couple of other photos here, Ron, of you on your travel endeavours.
Say goodbye.
Yeah. So this was last year, and as I said earlier, this is the sort of things where, you sort of don't know what you've got until it's gone, or at least have a new sort of appreciation for being able to get out and explore the world. Who knows when we'll be able to do that again? But it doesn't stop us from exploring our own sort of neck of the woods when we get an opportunity to as well. You don't need to travel around the world to kind of appreciate nature and get out and maybe see the world in a different sort of way, and through a lens. I think is sometimes interesting too, because it forces you to kind of frame things and maybe appreciate things in a different way. But yeah, that's my passion, is kind of photography. And
nice. And you do a lot of photography and videos. Do you have like a mount for your camera, or do you just hold it on your hand?
It depends, mate. Sometimes I'll try and hold as steady as I can. I do have a tripod I use, and there's a little kind of clamp I use for the GoPro as well, but nothing too elaborate.
Excuse me, sorry Ryan, but I have to go. I've got another meeting with my daughter whose birthday it is today. So I wish you all well. Been a great session. Thanks guys. See you next time.
Thanks for joining us, Carol.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
And Rocca, is that you on the back of that camel there?
Yes, we were lucky last year. We traveled, and this is one of my passions as well. And sometimes we think that there are places that are pretty difficult in terms of accessibility, but we will always find a way, and always will be people happy to help. So we were lucky that last year we went to Egypt and Israel, and yeah, I have the experience of riding a camel. I'm quadriplegic, so I asked the rider to stay in the camel with me to give me some balance and to hold him, and yeah, it was possible. So it's a matter of finding the ways and adapt ourselves to the circumstances, and we will find a way. Yeah.
Excellent. No, great advice. Very true, Rocca. Thanks. Oh, here we've got Duke. Now, I've got other photos of Duke as well, but I'll share them towards the end. These are photos that I found of Duke, and I thought it would be great if he spoke to us about this. Hopefully that's all right, Duke. I'm not going to get in trouble.
No, as long as you've censored them, you've got other pictures of me.
Yeah, no.
That I do not want to be seen. But yeah, look, as a senior person, I'm 67, and part of the things, I had a motorcycle injury 10 years ago now, which is amazing. It's gone that quick. But I thought, just like Rocca, you got to get out there and do things and participate. And it's by participation that you find that you broaden your experience. And you think, when I first had my accident, I thought doors had closed, but in reality, more had opened than actually closed. And it's not till these new ones open and you go out and discover things like Ryan and Rocca do, that you find that, hey, there are things that you can really discover and just broaden your experience in life. So that's what I do now. I go out and I play badminton. I'm part of the Badminton Victoria and Badminton Australia. I compete a lot. As you can see in those photos, I went and played for Australia. And I think I was the oldest person in the world to be playing para badminton in a wheelchair. And it's just an amazing thing to happen. And you've just got to do it. You'd be surprised what you can do if you feel that you can do it. You've just got to take the opportunity.
Yeah. And that was in South Korea, was it?
Yeah, that was in 2017. But since then, I've competed for Australia in 2019 in Switzerland, in Basel. So, and a lot of national competitions are happening too. So,
yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh, Duke, is this all right? I had to share this one.
Yeah, well, this is
Tell us the story behind this.
This is before my accident. That's the guy beside me is Normie Rowe, and I was in Turkey going to the
Gallipoli, was it?
Yeah, Gallipoli. I took part in the Gallipoli campaign, or going to when Gallipoli was happening. Well, the celebration of it, I should say.
Yeah, and one of the anniversaries.
And we were travelling around Turkey, and we just so happened to be in the right time at the right place to go to the ceremony there.
You haven't changed, Duke. You look the same.
I'm a little bit shorter, Rocca. and I don't have a beard anymore or a moustache. But as you can see, Normie Rowe was just happened. Normie Rowe was on the boat that when we were going over, and I sat beside him, and we had a good conversation, and yeah, really good. And the actual, if you get the opportunity, which is a bit hard at the moment, just go over there. The atmosphere is absolutely fantastic over there. It's just Turkey is a fantastic place to visit. I've done a lot of traveling around the world in my time, and it's one of the special places to go to.
Nice. Thanks, Stu.
So do you want to show the other things? Okay.
I had another action photo of you. I wasn't able to find it, so I can't share it. But this is a shot where you were doing like a demonstration for one of our regional networks in Geelong, I think.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
I do a lot of those things going around, and sort of like, as you can see, I've got the same shirt as Rocca and Ryan. We sort of like promote para badminton with the Ability Para Badminton Club, and people just need to have a go and see it. And so I travel around a bit around Victoria and actually metropolitan areas, just getting people interested in playing. As you can see, there's Josh there also having a hit. Not necessarily in a sports chair. In fact, I think I'm not the only other one in the sports chair.
Yeah, and Duke took us all on and won. There was that many of us. He still
Yeah.
won.
Yeah.
Four against one, and he still wins.
Yeah, absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish.
No, that's good. I've got some more photos that Duke sent in, but because they're through email, I'll put them on at the end of the slideshow. But I'll add it to the slideshow once we're done. And they're of his elevator at his house. It's like a platform elevator.
As I want to say with this photo, that the beauty is that we can play a sport regardless the age or the skills.
Yeah.
So sports like tennis and badminton, and I think in general any sport, probably a lot of people are cautious. Oh, I'm too old, but this photo is a reflection that the important thing is to have fun, to do
Exactly right.
regardless the age. Doesn't matter the age or the skills.
Exactly right. I mean, it's very important for your mental health, plus staying fit and active, you know. Yeah. Well, sorry, Duke.
The other thing, interestingly, about badminton is it's as Rocca is saying, it's irrelevant of age, gender, but more importantly, it can be a family event. You know, if you know,
exactly.
Someone could be playing. It doesn't matter if the father, the mother, you know, a younger brother, older brother. It can be a whole family thing, and you know, 4 people of one family of varying capabilities can be playing. It's absolutely a great sport for that.
Exactly, and you got to take that opportunity. Thanks, Duke. Wafi, got some photos of you. So this is you.
Yeah. So that's me playing an electric guitar. I'm a paraplegic, so I'm lucky that my hands are still working fine. Like I can't use my feet to, you know, use a pedal or anything, but I can still like do it while in my chair. And sometimes like I play 2 hours a day, and it's very therapeutic and healing. You know, they say like, you know, music is healing. And yeah, like I'm blessed to be able to play guitar. Like I did music therapy when I was at Talbot. I haven't played doing What's Out There Day, I think once. And I haven't played at a cafe at Royal Talbot, and they gave me a free coffee.
Oh, God. So what music do you play, Wapi?
I'll play a bit of slow music, pop, a bit of rock. I used to play a lot of metal. Yeah, I was a big metalhead back in the days.
Nas likes Black Sabbath. Can you play Black Sabbath?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I could play Paranoid and Iron Man.
Oh, fantastic.
But yeah, like nowadays I just play, you know, more relaxing music because it gets a bit too much at times. And
Yeah.
sometimes I do a bit of recording and I just post it on SoundCloud. And I just mostly cover songs, and yeah, it's good fun.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Use any straps, wifey, to help you stay upright while you're playing?
Pardon?
Do you use any straps to help you stay upright while you're playing, or you've got enough?
Yes, I've got a guitar strap. Yeah, just the right length, and not too tight where it puts a lot of pressure on my shoulder, and not too low where it's, where it falls off or something.
Is this next picture a bright idea, Waffy?
No, that's a light bulb for my bedroom. You can use an iPhone app to sort of change the brightness and the color of the light. So if I can just switch off from my iPhone and then back on.
Hey.
Wow.
It's very useful, especially when you go to bed and not having to, get out of the bed and switch off the light. You can just use your phone.
So is that Bluetooth or on the Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And you only need a light bulb, and that's it.
That's unreal. I mean, technology, these things used to cost so much, but now it's becoming mainstream and costs are coming down and down every time. So there's really good options out there, and this is one of them.
Yeah, this particular one is only $44, and you can change the color from white to orange.
Oh, nice.
This as well.
I just got a quick question, Wafi, about anybody who wants to learn a musical instrument. Is there any suggestions you might have?
You can watch other people playing on YouTube and try to sort of mimic it. But usually
we're not that talented.
Usually the first thing to do is get it, buy guitar, get an actual guitar, and just There's a lot of ways to learn actually. Like you can learn how to read tabs from my website, learn chords, and it also depends how you learn. Some people learn by doing, some people learn by watching.
Yeah.
Hearing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think and I'm not sure if this is right, maybe you can tell me, but there used to be like libraries where you could borrow instruments.
I'm not too sure about that, but usually if you want, there's like a cheaper instrument, like a entry ones, if you want to start to get into it. But I used to learn classical guitar lesson. I used to take guitar lessons when I was in year 7 and year 8. And now,
so are you open for online tutorials then?
I don't know if I'm a good teacher, but I can try.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Wafi, do you want to quickly speak about this? I'm not sure.
Yeah, so that's a medical vibrator.
Okay, so this is, right.
Like, I don't know, like to me, it's a useful equipment. Like it gave me hope. Like I can still do certain things. Takes a bit of trial and error and a bit of research, and like you'll be surprised. Like I can still do certain things. I wouldn't go into too much detail, but
but that's really good. I mean, this is something that people don't like talking about or asking questions, but it's good to see that there are many, many options out there for people, and this is one of them. But it's really good that we're touching on this sort of stuff, especially for those people that want to know but don't know where to look or are too afraid to ask.
I think this is a very interesting topic actually, because recently I hear a lady that she's an OT and she specializes in items or vibrators or things for people with disabilities. So are ergonomics and things like that. So I can't provide the details of this OT, and she was talking on ABC, and I found it fantastic because I never heard about this before. Like these kind of things just for people with disabilities and with hand movement restricted. So it's really good.
Okay. So you'll get that the details for us, Rocca, of that.
Yeah. She was on ABC an interview, so I will find a way. But I was very surprised because it's a market for that, and I never thought that there are things just for people that have problems with the hand movement and things like that. So it's really important.
No, it is. Yeah, like I said, it's like it's a no topic for some people, but it's really good to make each other aware of all these things. Wafi, in your tennis chair.
Yes. So that's not actual my tennis chair. I loaned it before I got my tennis chair. Yeah, that's just me playing wheelchair tennis at Hume Tennis. I started to get into it about a few years ago. Like I find that it's really fun to be outdoors and meet other people in the same situation as you, and like I just enjoy the sport. I used to play soccer before my accident, and now when I get into wheelchair tennis, I find that it's you can do similar things. Like you still do like laps, you do drills, you do mini matches, and sometimes my coach he put a small goalpost across the net and just try to we just try to hit the ball to the goalpost, and it's just reminds me of that good old days.
It's got many benefits.
Yes.
So Wafi, it's Brad here.
Yeah.
Can you maybe just you said it was Hume Tennis, was it? Whereabouts is that exactly? Because I'm in Coburg North nowadays, so might be.
So Hume Tennis is in Craigieburn, and it's only 5 minutes away from my house, so that was good. And now that it's we're in a hot spot, and I think it's going to close for a bit of time.
I also play tennis, and we play in Melbourne Park. So, and we have car park, and it's pretty accessible. Of course, we can play now, but hot spots is a good starting. But the wheelchair tennis is in Craigieburn and Melbourne Park.
Yes.
Yeah.
That whereabouts do you live?
Me, I've just moved to Coburg North about 3 or 4 months ago.
Oh, yeah.
North side. So, and I played with Rocca at Melbourne Park, but I was just going to say, you can actually still play tennis. I played last weekend. You're still allowed to play tennis, play singles only.
Yeah, like we usually have wheelchair hubs every Saturday, and there's about 9 to 10 people.
Yeah.
And
there is a tennis court, Brad, in Coburg, close to Bella Street, close to the Moreland Town Hall. So we can play there. I can see you there.
Yeah, I'd be up for that for sure. It'd be great. Excellent.
So this is Wafi again. I think this is a video of Wafi's snorkeling or scuba diving.
Snorkeling.
So this is you after your spinal injury, is it?
Yes.
Wow.
This was taken. This was taken end of last year. I went to Bali with my dad and my little brothers and my older brother, and we went snorkeling. We went on a day trip to Blue Lagoon, and as you can see there, like I'm in that black undergarment.
Okay.
Swimming next to the turtle.
And how is that, like a pretty good experience?
Yes, it
You
was,
know?
it was my first time, you know, like getting out of from the boat to the water it was like about 5 meters deep, and it was a good feeling. It was, you know, it was warm water. I used to go diving a lot, and it gave me that good feeling that I was still able to, you know, be comfortable in the water, still able to swim with my hands. And
Nice freedom, huh?
Yeah.
Lots
like,
of freedom and peaceful. Yeah, that's
yeah,
it.
you're out of the chair and yes, I want to go there again.
Yeah, no, that's well. Hopefully, soon we'll all go back there.
Yeah, and I also found out that, you know, salt water is actually good for the skin.
Okay, yeah.
Got the other benefits as well. And
Yeah, definitely.
You don't have to worry about your bladder because you're wet and dirty anyway. So.
Yeah, right. Okay. All right. So, all right. So the next few slides, Anthony had to go, but pretty much he sent photos of his setup at home. So you can see he's a C1 quadriplegic. So he uses an iPad there with a mouth stick, and also his desk is height adjustable, which is really good. And on this photo as well, you can see he's able to use his mobile phone and also the keypad as well, which is really good. This is not Anthony, but this is Anthony's bed. He wanted to show us it's a turning bed. So for people that haven't got function or need assistance in turning, like, you know, from sleeping side to side, this is a really good option. So you can see one side of the bed lifts up, so puts you into a turning position. So you can do that from side to side, which is really good. And this is a track on his ceiling for a hoist. You can see that the track actually, it goes both ways, so north, south, west, east. And I think that's the hoist there. Which is really good, you know. It's a good option for many people. Now we're on to Young Ock, the other dedicated gardener. Not sure if Young Ock, are you still there with us?
Yes. Yeah, I'm very keen gardener. So since I had my accident too, I finished my front garden renovation. It's fully automatic water function, and even though I don't knock concrete, there's only option. I can do front garden myself now. It's all raised garden, and I can touch it from the end, and it's well designed actually. So, you know, it's front garden, so people just come along and talk to me from the facade. So I have a very good social life as well. So I took 20 years not long ago, last Monday. So I'm still growing, you know, capsicum and beetroot, all greens. So I don't buy anymore. I don't buy green, you know, vegetable, even though now.
Right, so you've actually built it, you said, in your front yard, which is really good. And you've got like quite a few, you know, you've got, from what I can see, some big raised garden beds in the front yard. That's fantastic. Hang on, sorry, I didn't mean that. It's just gone by itself. Yeah, very good and very therapeutic and also social too.
Yep. We got the very good neighbors, you know. So.
Good neighbours, yeah. And that's the other thing too, you know, you've got to spend time, you've got to know who your neighbours are. Okay, so here's another shot, different angle, so you can see you're growing so many different things.
Yeah, it's a flower garden. That's the only one I can't go in, but it's a frontal. So, you know, my helper, this day we don't use any more helper since March. So Bob is helping, you know, with the garlic. And unfortunately, you know, it's funny year. It's a daffodil and everything is flowering at the moment. So that's my front garden. But I got another session, you know, all this design is which I can touch. So, you know, take for a while, but I'm happy. Yep.
That's excellent, you know, I mean, and it's a massive garden.
Yeah.
You can see, yeah, it was really well thought of and well designed.
Hi, Young. I recently got some new herbs, and I just got into growing some herbs for my house. I've got some rosemary, some basil, and some oregano, and some other herbs as well. What's your advice for a beginner like me?
Oh, well, I can give you some seed, like Italian parsley is very easy to grow. And this the silver beet and wintertime lettuce. So, you know, one day after coronavirus come to my place, I can share, you know, eating aloe vera. I can give you all those things. A lot of seed. I receive a lot of seed to give to people. And you know, I think, you know, gardening is such a wonderful, you know, hobby. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Whereabouts do you live?
We live in Eaglemont.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, if you come to, you know, for the clinic, for your checkup, then, you know, you can visit after Corona. Then I can show you, I can share all those things. Well, that is my kitchen. My main aim was independent. You know, I'm quadriplegia, but you know, always I thought I wanted to look after by myself. You know, I don't use a carer. I do all by my bowels and you know, showering, even the mopping floor, I do cleaning. So we are going to renovate the kitchen or even build a new house, but I love my kitchen. So what I did, I work out how can I do this. So I do in the morning all my cleaning, even though, you know, before March, even though the helper come along, they can't touch my dishes. That's my one of the exercise. And beside of the, you know, stove, that is excellent. That is, you know, original stove. It's English electric. I can cook all the meal, you know, oven and you know, everything. It's just small, but it's very, very good oven. So
Worked well for you, huh? The oven, even though it's old, it's pretty much perfect.
It's actually we are going to change this oven, but when I went to shop, I couldn't open. I was almost to cry.
Wow.
Because the new one is just, but this one is sad open. And my neighbor, because hot plate was broken, neighbor come along and he said, I'm going to fix it for you. Then he went in a shop and bought it. Then it's old one, and then he changed it. So because it's all lights, I can open, slice, I can make a biscuit, cakes, and I do all my cooking at the moment. And the next slide I show you what I design. That's I designed everything.
I was going to talk about this as well.
Yeah, take off and, you know, putting, you know.
Yeah, you've taken away the cupboard so you can get underneath closer.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
But do you have a cutting? That is a cutting board, and I wanted to cut if I cut all the veggies and the things, I can do all my cooking. So I designed this one, and then, you know, the people from Talbot came along and built this my cutting board, and so, you know, I'm making a big soup at the moment. And so I'm very happy, which I developed by myself.
Yeah. No, that's excellent. Looks like that folds up, doesn't it? So you can stow it away, get it out of the way.
Yeah, so, underneath, where central heating, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Now,
No, very good,
Yeah.
Simple ideas, but look at the independence it gives you. It's really good.
Yeah, I can manage, with this kitchen. Yep.
Well, I think this might be the last slide, but we'll see. So this is, I'll let Josh talk to this one here. It was just a random photo we added.
So we all know about Nas's awesomeness and how he dominates in his sporting endeavours. I thought, we'd come down the track and every Thursday get a bit of exercise. So yeah, me and Nas come down before work and just do a couple of laps for general fitness, because I guess in this COVID world, even more importantly, you're allowed to get out for exercise. So I guess, we make the most of this opportunity. So with, you see in my chair, this is actually like sort of sports track chair.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all measured to your specific, I guess, leg length, width of your hips. And so this sort of really lets you go to, a decent pace. And again, depending on your functionability. But on a good track, I can probably get up to about 24, 25 for a top end speed. But, when you're averaging a few laps, you're probably more around that 18, 20 Ks sort of thing. I'm not sure.
It's not a very good photo, but it's good just to show that, you get out there just to keep active. Doesn't matter what you like, but it's good to get out there and keep active with friends or on your own. And there's lots of options.
Is it easier to transfer in and out of the racing chair, because it's got like a different leg position?
Yeah, so you're sort of sitting on your knees, so it's like a bucket, like that, like an angle, and it's a bit of a technique to learn.
It is video. I didn't realise.
Yeah, so it's a little tricky for starters, but like you said you're a para, Wafi?
Yeah,
like,
T7 complete.
Yeah,
But
so
I've got like
I think,
a weak core.
Yeah, and you're more than welcome to come down on the Thursday and join me and Nas when the COVID lifts, and I can show you how it's done. So, because it probably took me 3 months to try and perfect, I was a little bit all over the shop, but because I have a lot of spasm as well. But with persistence, get it down pretty seamlessly.
This is my lift. The way my house is laid out, I can enter from my garage through my study. If you have a look on the right-hand side, you can see the door handle.
Yeah.
I've got sort of like a piece of cord that I've attached to the door handle so that when I go out, I pull the door behind me, so I don't have to reach back for the handle, which makes it really easy. When you look at the lift, that's in the elevated position. On the left-hand side, you can see the door frame, the door itself to the lift. There's a entry door and an exit door, depending on whether you're up or down. And on the left-hand side is the actual door. Now, the lift will take it takes 300 kilos, which is just under my weight. And it will take me and Ruth, but it's a space problem because they have these light sensors which stop you from being close to the door. So you've got to squeeze up a little bit, but in a electric chair, you can get up easily enough. So there's plenty ample weight capability as well as dimension. That's the actual lift. At the bottom is my garage floor. And
so this one here, Duke, this is upstairs, isn't it? So this
Correct.
is at the top,
Correct.
and here it is at this is your garage. So this is the bottom.
And you can see there's stairs in the garage on the left-hand side to go up if you don't need to use the lift. But at the back there, you can see that's the door that we looked originally at, and the door's closed up the top, of course, because the lift is down. And if you look on the right-hand side, that's the door that we saw when we in the previous view.
I can't highlight it, but I'm not sure if people can see my cursor, but that's a door over there. Here's a platform, and it goes up, what, about 1.5 metres, Duke?
Yeah, well, it's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps.
Yeah.
So,
how much does it cost?
The TAC built it, so I'm not sure, to tell you the truth, but I don't think they're that expensive. I think it's an Italian brand of lift. But as you can see the controls on the outside down the bottom, and the previous one, it's on the same place when you're up. But inside the lift, when the doors open, there's replication of all the controls. So, I can't point, can I? So just where that is, there's a phone. There's a legal requirement to have a land-based phone, and just beside that is the switch for the lift.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Can people see my cursor? I'm sort of circling the buttons there.
I can see.
Maybe do a circle, Naz. Do a yellow circle around it.
No, it doesn't work because it's not a PowerPoint photos. Yeah, so that's why I can't highlight it.
I was missing that.
And Naz, do you have a lift at home as well, Naz?
I do. I've got a Flintstones elevator, Wafi, but we won't talk about it because it's quite embarrassing.
Why not?
Because it's like it's prehistoric technology, but it's not motorized. You have to pretty much wind yourself up and down.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, that's.
I can show people photos later if they're interested.
You can see that the height of the garage is really, really high. That's to allow me to park my car in the garage, and I've got a hoist on top of my car, and it requires quite a high ceiling to allow for the garage door as well as my car taking the wheelchair off the top of my car. You can see the garage door there. You can see the garage door there. That's the height.
Yeah.
The reason why I like this pickup stick as opposed to the other one I've seen, I've got reasonably good dexterity. I'm only a paraplegic. These particular ones, and I've got different lengths. That's the longer one. Both arms move, which gives you a much better grabbing capability of things. So when you're going into something, you don't have to position the claw as much if you've only, because I have got the ones with only one arm that moves, and it's a little bit harder to position the claw to pick up things. And I found that these claws sort of like meet my purpose very well. That's the only reason why I was showing that.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, just let you guys know that we do have another regional meeting at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, 2 more slides, Kelly, and we're done.
Yeah. Wrap up soon.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so that's at 2, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, so we've got 2 minutes, guys. Yeah, because there's apparently there's another meeting.
I just want to show you my hallway. We've designed the house really, really long with wooden floors. The length of my house is about 25 meters, so I can usually get a good run between. My bedroom is near where that carpet is. That's a Turkish carpet. From there right down to my back door is about 23 meters.
Well, it's nice and wide too, Duke, isn't it?
Yeah. They've designed it so that if I had my electric wheelchair in the house, it's about at no minimum than 1 meter wide at any place.
That's good.
And that's I've got a butler pantry. So you go in through this door here into the pantry. There's where the microwave and all my stuff is. And the next slide maybe shows you that's inside the pantry. It's fairly big, long pantry. It's about probably about 12 foot long, the pantry, and about they've made the width inside the pantry enough for me to turn around in my wheelchair, so I can go in on the left-hand side there, you can see we've got 2 fridges. This one is where I keep all my drinks and vegetables and stuff. And there's another fridge in the other part of the kitchen, which actually that shows the, is that all the slides you've got? No?
Yeah, there's one more of the pantry. Is that the one you're looking for?
No, that's, I must have put it through. There's another one that shows you the shelves within the pantry, how I can get actually access to them and things like that.
Thanks so much for sending through those photos and having this discussion. I think it was really good to know more about each other and see what options we can do for each other. A lot of these ideas are quite simple. A lot of them are pretty costly, but pretty much, it's all about putting things in place so you can be independent and active and, just enjoy life.
So talk to each other and find out about what we've done and learn from each other so we don't have to reinvent the wheel each time. That's the trick, I think.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for organizing. I think things like that is good to keep us connected and to learn from each other. So thank you for organizing.
No problem.
Thanks,
So we do this on a regular basis. So look out for your emails and join in.
Monthly. See you guys.
See you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks again.
Dennis, Andrew,
Bye.
John, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
Bye.
Who else we got?
Thank you.